So what most short-term investors get wrong in Park City, a lot of people look at Park City and immediately think vacation rental market, easy investment. And to be fair, Park City can absolutely work as a short-term rental market. But what I've noticed over the years is that many buyers, especially first-time resort investors, underestimate how nuanced the market actually is, because properties that perform well long-term here are usually not the properties people initially think will perform best. So in this video, I want to walk you through some of the biggest mistakes I see short-term rental investors make in Park City and how I'd think about avoiding them. This is probably the biggest misconception in the market. People assume it's Park City. Of course I can Airbnb it. But rental flexibility here varies dramatically depending on the zoning rules, the HOA restrictions, the subdivision rules, licensing, and location. Two properties very close to each other can have completely different rental capabilities, and sometimes buyers don't realize the restriction until they're already under contract. That's why understanding nightly rental eligibility needs to happen before buyers emotionally commit to a property, not afterwards. A lot of first-time investors focus almost entirely on ski season, and winter is absolutely extremely important here. But the strongest properties today are usually the ones with broad year-round appeal. Summer in Park City has become incredibly strong. Mountain biking, hiking, golf, fly fishing, festivals, concerts, lake access, and people just escaping to hotter climates. Properties that only work during ski season can end up with a much softer shoulder periods than buyers initially expect. The best short-term rentals tend to work well across multiple seasons. This is where a lot of the online short-term rental analysis gets unrealistic. People see peak holiday rates, Sundance pricing, or one exceptional winter season, and then assume that's normal year-round performance. It's not. Park City is still a seasonal market. There are slower shoulder seasons, weather variability, economic cycles, and changing travel patterns. Sophisticated investors usually underwrite conservatively. They assume softer occupancy, higher expenses, and operational friction. And honestly, that's generally the healthier approach. Owning a property in a mountain resort town is expensive. People often focus heavily on mortgage payments while underestimating HOA dues, insurance, utilities, snow removal, hot tub maintenance, management fees, repairs, furniture costs, ongoing wear and tear. Luxury guests also expect a very polished experience. That means ownership here is operationally intensive compared to traditional long-term rentals, especially at the luxury level. Ski access absolutely matters. But some buyers overpay dramatically for ski-in, ski-out properties without asking whether the premium actually improves long-term investment performance. Sometimes a property 5 minutes away with better layout, lower HOA, stronger summer usability, and broader renter appeal actually performs better overall. The highest priced property isn't always the strongest investment property, and sometimes the emotional excitement around ski access causes buyers to stop analyzing the numbers rationally. I see investors make mistakes in both directions. Some buyers buy entirely emotionally. We fell in love with it. The view is just amazing. We'll figure out the numbers later. And other buyers buy purely based on spreadsheets and end up with a property they personally don't even enjoy. Usually the best short-term investments in Park City sit somewhere in the middle. Financially reasonable, operationally practical, and still genuinely desirable to own, especially because many buyers eventually evolve into hybrid owners over time. A lot of people focus only on this year's projected rental revenue, but in markets like Park City, long-term positioning matters enormously. Things like infrastructure, resort expansion, supply constraints, neighborhood evolution, airport accessibility, and buyer migration trends often matter just as much as short-term cash flow. Some properties with only average immediate yield end up becoming exceptional long-term holds because of location, quality, and future demand. High-rent properties can command incredible nightly rates, but they also come with much higher acquisition costs, more operational complexity, and more expensive furnishing requirements, and a smaller renter pool. Luxury short-term rentals can work very well here, but they also require a very different ownership mindset than smaller investment properties. Bigger revenue numbers do not always translate into better actual returns. So the investors who tend to do best in Park City usually understand a few things. First, they buy high-quality real estate in strong locations. Second, they underwrite conservatively. Third, they think long-term. And fourth, they understand that in Park City, ownership is often part investment and part lifestyle decision. That's an important distinction because buyers who expect a pure high-yield Airbnb market are often disappointed. But buyers who value appreciation, lifestyle, flexibility, and long-term ownership in a globally desirable mountain market often end up very happy with their purchase. Park City can absolutely be a strong short-term rental market, but it rewards thoughtful buyers far more than impulsive ones. And usually the best decisions happen when buyers fully understand both the opportunities and the trade-off before purchasing. So if you're evaluating a specific property or trying to determine whether a deal actually makes sense, there's a link below where you can reach out. And in the next video, I'm going to compare some of the best neighborhoods in Park City specifically through the lens of short-term rental investing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.